In this video we're going to put down leaves and we're going to separate babies. So the first thing I want to do, these are the leaves we got from Willadine. The best leaf is a leaf off the center of the plant, but of course what happens is when we repot we take the leaves from the bottom of the plant. So not all the leaves are good, and I've got them kind of in order of the quality of the leaf. This leaf is not any good. You can see it's yellowed with age. It's immature. It doesn't have the ruffles the other leaves have. It's got a lighter stem to it. So this is a leaf I would not choose to put down because it might not produce any babies, or it would produce weak babies. Then we've got these three leaves, which all three of them are good candidates to put down. These two are still light with age, but they have good ruffles. They have nice, dark, strong stems to them. And this is the best leaf. You see it's still a very strong leaf. It's got a lot of good green in it, which is chlorophyll, which is what the plant uses to convert light into energy for growing. So this leaf is the best quality. And it is probably going to produce babies more, but these leaves are also good enough. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take our leaves and we're going to get 3 pots. Now I usually put down 2 leaves to a pot, but I'm going to go ahead because it's Willadine and people are wanting leaves of her. I'm going to put 1 leaf to a pot, and we're going to take our wick, and this is wick that I've already pre-moistened. It's wick that I've separated out, so it's just a single layer, and I'm going to put it in the pot, and like I said, pull it all the way through and hold it to the top. Now when I put down leaves, this is just filler. It's perlite. I like to put a little layer of filler in the bottom of my pot for my leaves, give it a little air circulation at the bottom. And then I don't change my potting mix formula for leaves. I use the same potting mix formula I use for my plants, and I fill the cup up with the formula, and I fill it right to the top. And then I take my Sharpie and I label right on the side of the pot. That's what these white pots are good for this, so you can really see. So I label what the leaf is and the date I'm putting it down, and then I'm going to cut my leaf. Now even an older leaf is still growing. So the best thing to do when you're putting down a leaf is you want to cut off the top of the leaf. And these are real ruffled leaves, so we're going to probably do some damage off to the sides, but that's okay. So you want to cut the top of the leaf off. That means all the energy stops from the top and goes down into the bottom. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to cut a lot of the stem off. And the reason you want to do that is if you put a long stem down into the bottom of the soil, this is the base of the stem is where the plants grow, the babies grow from. So I cut on an angle, and all this kind of juice that's showing here, this is where your babies and your roots grow. Also, as a trick, is when you put your plant down, kind of put it off to the side of the cup, because what happens is when the roots first start to grow out, they feel the side of the cup and they feel comfortable and they feel root bound. As soon as those roots feel comfortable and root bound, they'll stop growing and they'll start putting babies up. So you'll get babies a lot faster if you put it off to the side of the cup like that. So that's the way you put down a leaf. Now for me, what I like to do, and this is just a little whimsy on my part, is I kind of hold my finger off to the side and I cut my leaf out, because the leaf can be small. Even as a matter of fact, when you're cutting babies, putting down babies with these really ruffled leaves, it's best probably to cut the ruffle out. And I cut it and it looks like. Now the next thing we're going to do, this is a leaf that I put down, and here's the leaf here. Here's the mama leaf, and you can see it's kind of gotten a little old with age, but you can see where I've kind of cut my little heart into it. And these are the babies that have come up out of the leaf. And I'm going to take this thing out, and immediately you can kind of see where there's two babies and they're already kind of pre-separating themselves out, and you kind of pull that apart. And then if you look into the babies a little bit more, and I'm going to slip the soil off, again you kind of see how they're already kind of separating themselves out. And you see there's 1, 2, 3 here, and then you can just take with your fingers and just gently pull those little babies apart. And as I'm doing this, look at here, I found a 4th little baby. And this is a teeny tiny thing, but a plant will actually come out of that if you want to try and put that down. But you've got 3 babies, 3 good babies with soil. And then if you're really obsessive, you've got 1 little baby that you can try. And then here's the other. In the mama leaf, I just kind of take the mama leaf and I trim it off with my finger. And again, here we go. The babies, just as you pull the soil aside, you can kind of see how the little plantlets kind of separate themselves. And here's another one, another one, another one, and then this is a good sized one right here. And your string, and you just put each one in their own individual solo cup. And if you have trouble putting your string through, this is a little bamboo skewer, and you can take it and it helps to punch that wick through. And I wick everything, even if I'm not wick watering. It's just because you can always take it off of whatever you're doing, your sauce or whatever you're doing, and you can put it on a wick later on. And then in this instance, I'm taking the soil and I'm taking it right to the top, and then I'm taking my little stick and I'm kind of opening a little hole in the soil, and I'm planting the baby right in the center. And then I'm going to label and date the pot, and that's how you set the suckers aside. And you can do this for each and every sucker that you have. And this plantlet made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are actually 8 little plantlets that you can use. There's actually 2, 3, 4 good sized ones, and then 4 real tiny ones, and they will grow if your finger's green enough. You can get these to grow out to nice sized plants.